What's going on, guys? Stribbers here, and welcome to episode 24 of PGR2 Road to Platinum. In the last episode, we managed to unlock the Supercar series, and we did the first 3 races in this series. And we're going to be continuing that series today with 4 events. So it'll be a speed camera, a street race, and a couple hot laps. So we'll be kicking things off with a speed camera today. I'll be using the TVR Tuscan in this race, and then I'll unlock a new car for the street race that will follow this race. So we're in Florence for this one, and the target is 119 miles an hour. Unfortunately, it is in the wet, and it is on this corner that I don't particularly like, but I did manage to crack it. So I broke early here, and then cut to the inside of this corner. Power slid a little bit, but managed to not hit that that sticky out barrier. I managed to just about get 119 miles an hour. I think it is possible in either the Dodge or the Corvette. Certainly in the Delfino if you've got that. But I chose the TVR just because of the better handling, really, and the equally good acceleration. So the next race is a street race. And the car I chose to unlock is the Porsche 911 Turbo, purely because on tight technical tracks this is a pretty good car to use. I definitely could use the TVR, but I thought I might as well use the Porsche, test out some other cars in the class. And funny enough, all the opponents in this race are all Ferraris. So we've got 5 Ferraris that we're against, but this Porsche is very, very stable to drive, very easy to drive fast. 4-wheel drive, it's got very good handling, very good braking, doesn't power slide very much, it just lacks a little bit in acceleration. It's on the weaker side for the class, as well as the top speed, but the corners are where you're going to make your ground up on this one. So we managed to get into 4th place around that corner. Doing this corner nicely as well, going on the inside of this Ferrari, managing to just about get ahead there, but then getting sandwiched, and the F1 comes past us there, leaving the 360 ahead of that. So we need to get past this F1, the 355 F1 here, managing to just about cut on the inside of him, but as you can see the acceleration is just not there to overtake like the TVR has. But we cut on the inside of him on the corner, leaving 360 ahead, and also the convertible version in front of that. So we're now coming into the second lap, back on this first straight, and they don't manage to do this corner very well, the AI. They always seem to brake there when you can in fact go full speed around that corner, and nearly full speed around this corner. You just got to let off the acceleration and a little dab of the brakes around that corner, and then again fully accelerate. And we're just about edging past this Ferrari, going on the inside of him, just shutting the door, allowing us to overtake him halfway through the second lap. So we're in the lead now, even though he is just behind us here. So I've shut the door off by going really close to the apex there. Instead of going wide and allowing him on the inside, you can block your position, or defend your position by blocking them, should I say. But we're opening a little bit of a lead now, so I've just got to defend that lead coming into the last few laps. 1.3 seconds behind. But yeah, this Porsche is a very nice car to drive. It's very easy to drive quick, but you are not going to be able to use this for that many events if you want Platinum, I'm afraid. A few street races and maybe a few one-on-ones you can use, but for some of the timed runs, you know, in the speed cameras and that sort of event, was actually crashed into the inside of the barrier there just by bouncing off the curb. But yeah, there's a few of the events where this car's acceleration just lets it down. So it doesn't matter how well you take the corners, it just hasn't got the acceleration to deal with the races. So that's a bit annoying, really. And it seems to be the same story with most of the Porsches in this game, where they're very good in the corners, very stable, very easy to drive quick, but they just haven't got the acceleration of the other cars in the class. But whilst we're early on in the game and there's just Ferraris in this race, you know, you can use the Porsche. It's quite nice to try it out. and see how good it is. But the other cars are 4 seconds behind now, so we're getting a nice little lead. And yeah, the Ferraris aren't particularly bad in this class. They do power slide a little bit, and they've got, you know, okay handling, okay acceleration. There's just nothing that stands out that well. I did exactly the same thing as the other lap. Just jump off the curb there, and the car whips to the right. But yeah, so the Ferraris are pretty average. You've got Porsche, which is very good handling, very good brakes, and then the rest of the cars. So we've got the TVR, the Z06, the Dodge Viper, and the Delfino are all very good acceleration, decent top speed. The Dodge has got terrible handling, as the Delfino has, terrible handling and brakes. The Delfino's got crazy acceleration though. It just gets to its top speed so quickly. I think it's around 165 miles an hour. And it just gets up to that speed very quickly. So if you do have that car, that is just going to make this class so much easier to do. And yeah, I prefer the Z06 to the Dodge Viper, just because it handles a little bit better. But we complete this race using the Porsche, which is nice. 2,490 kudos for the in-game, and they were 6.5 seconds behind, so that was fairly comfortable once we got ahead. So 7,500 kudos, which leaves us 2 hot laps to do in Edinburgh. So I suggest using the TVR for these ones, just to make it a little bit easier, or the Delfino if you've got that unlocked, if you've already completed the game on Steel. So I think that was 1 minute 8 seconds was the target. It certainly is, 1 minute 8.8. And I actually did this one on my first go, so some of the corners may not be the best I could have taken them, as it was my first attempt. So I didn't actually have time to learn the track properly. I just sort of learned as I went that what was coming. That was okay through there, nearly going on 2 wheels, but just about holding it. Went a little bit wide through there, but nevertheless we're onto this straight bit, which I don't actually like in Edinburgh, this straight bit, because of all the uneven surfaces. The cars tend to sort of whip in one direction or another if you don't lay off the throttle a little bit. Coming through that nice chicane section into this corner, which I definitely took too wide, and coming in to this left-hander next to the castle, which I do quite like this little bit here, this tight section, leading us into the last corner before the straight. Just a little dab of the brakes and using the width of the track on the way out, and then floor it towards the finish line, and we just about passed that one, I think over half a second, so that's quite good. Oh, just under half a second it was. But 5,800 kudos for that, so that was nice and quick to get that one out of the way. Leading us into another hot lap in Edinburgh as well. Still using this TVR. 52 seconds this one. So this is even shorter than the previous race. And this took me a couple of attempts, maybe 3 or 4. This first section is quite hard to control the car to get it where you want to go, again because of the changing in road surfaces, the height of them. But you've got to take all these corners wide and whip the car on the inside as best you can. Went a little bit wide on that one. Little dab of the brakes, but you can pretty much go flat out through this bit. And the car did hit a bump and then twitched to the right there, so it did hit the barrier, which is a little bit annoying, slowed me down a bit. And then I went on 2 wheels there and hit that barrier, so that wasn't the best run possible through there, but I did carry on to see what time I would get. And you can fly through this bit, no need to let off the accelerator, and we did just pass. I think that was over half a second that time. Yeah, definitely. 0.6 of a second. So I was fairly comfortable even with a couple of mistakes, so that's not too bad at all. So in the next episode we're going to be doing a street race, a 1-on-1, hot lap and an overtake, which just leaves 3 street races to do. And that's the end of this episode, guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.